人的にはやっぱりその時はなんかずっと東京で育ってきてたから、いつか大きい地震は来る来るってずっと言われていて、それでなんかこう、まあ、寝てたんだけどやっぱびっくりして、それでついに来たかとか思って。それでなんかテレビ見たらとにかくなんかまあ今までの人生の中では信じられないようなその津波の映像とかで、その映像の中で人がどんどん死んでいったりとか、そういうことが実際のリアルタイムのニュースで流れてきてて、すごいショックだった。個人的な体験だけど。やっぱりその時アーティストたちがみんななんかこう何もやっぱりこうできなくなっちゃったっていうか、アートってすごいディザスターの前ではなんかパワーレスだっていうふうなことをみんな言っていて、でもそれで自分たちもそうは思ったんだけど、それで何もしなかったらそれを証明するだけになるし、なんかアーティストがこういうことをやったっていうことをその時期に刻む必要があったと思っていたから、
なんか機能があまり しなくなったりとかしてた時に、やっぱりその時芸術家がどういう作品を作ったのかっていうことは50年後とか100年後とかにも200年後とかにもその当時何が起きたのか振り返られた時に、そういう活動を制作をしていないというのはナンセンスだなとも思うし。
核辐射本身是一个对人类有威胁的这么一个灾难，那么这个灾难它的表达方式应该和它有相应的关系，所以说这个不可在现场直接观察，是我们这个作品的本身的一个条件。
津波の被害は復興が進んでるんだろうけど、この辺は本当にでも何も変わってないですもんね。そういう福島の問題、事の大きさにようやくジャストフィットするサイズが、なんかそういうようなプロジェクトが作れてきたんじゃないかなっていうふうには思ってるけど。
Don't Follow the Wind is an exhibition inside the exclusion zone of Fukushima. Chim Pom, the originators of the project, invited 12 artists to visit the zone and to make a work that would react to anything that happened in that place.
The infrastructure of it comes from buildings that are donated, that are in the kind of irradiated zone, whose building owners have basically said that they're never going to go back to. So the idea was to build a museum or an exhibition inside of this exclusion zone, albeit one that nobody would be able to go to. And so this exhibition would kind of haunt our consciousness of what may or may not be inside that zone.
最初はすごくみんなメディアも注目していたけれども、だんだんやっぱりそういうことが現実にはずっと続いているんだけれども、その世界中でいろんな事件が起きてるから、ずっとそのみんなの意識が福島にあるわけじゃないじゃないですか。そういう意味ではだんだん忘れられていくその現実に人が立ち入ることができないような状況にある場所にアート作品を置くことによって、こういう現実がまだ続いているんだよっていうことを発信することができるんじゃないか。
So the origin of Don't Follow the Wind comes from an account by a former resident and collaborator on the project. After the events of the nuclear disaster, he was alerted by a friend who was working inside the power plant, who let him know that the disaster is a lot more serious than was led to believe, and that he should immediately evacuate. He got into his car with his family and started driving, and as he was driving north, he stopped the car and got outside and checked the wind. He was a hobby fisherman, and one of the things that he had learned in sailing was the effects of wind. He realized that the radiation was probably following them as well, and he immediately turned the car around and drove south to Tokyo. This action saved not only his life, most likely, but the life of his family. The title, Don't Follow the Wind, alludes to a certain amount of distrust of information and distrust of what is given.
この間の大きな地震で福島県の原発くんのお腹が痛くなりました。お腹痛いよ。うんちが出ちゃいそう。原発くんのうんちはとっても臭くて。
原発事故を体験した人たちっていうのが、今まで信じてたものが180度全く変わったっていう体験を踏まえているから、みんなが住んでて日々人が営みをしてた場所にある日突然入れなくなる、でもう帰ることができなくなる、住むことができなくなるっていう場所があることが当たり前のように起きてるけど、それはものすごく変なことで違うことだなって思う。
そこを乗り切って福島の人たちの平和な暮らしが戻ってくることを祈ります。それが今までここからたくさんの電気をもらった僕の、そしてみんなのできることだと。
One can say there's been a project of distraction on the part of the government and TEPCO, which owns the nuclear power plant. And this form of distraction is in the interest of producing a sense of normalcy. And Don't Follow the Wind is trying to provide a counterpoint to this narrative.
Nuclear power was pitched to the Japanese people, who are the only people to know the true taste of nuclear terror, as a way of taking that pain and to make it something useful, something for peace, instead of something for destruction. And that's the way it was pitched to my parents' generation and to my grandparents' generation. And that's why 33% of Japan prior to Fukushima in 2011 was reliant on nuclear power. And now I think my generation has to deal with the situation where we have to clean it up. And I think young artists have become more conscious, and I think more politically engaged art has been coming out.
Chim Pom is said to be most controversial artist in Japan, and sometimes we called activist or punk artist. We based in Tokyo, so we started our career on the street in Tokyo. And so this is a beginning work called Super Rat.
So the Super Rat is an art piece that is a rat that's been killed and been taxidermized and painted yellow. It's a signature Chim Pom piece. It's a performative work because it's also accompanied by a video of the Chim Pom collective capturing the rat.
Super Rat means they improve themselves to be stronger and smarter against poison and trap by humans. So we felt we had sympathy to them between fear and the respect.
The Chim Pom collective thought that after Fukushima that we ourselves are the super rats now. We are the creatures that have to live in an adverse environment.
初めて立ち入り禁止区域に来たのは、2011年の4月の頭で、まだ1ヶ月経ってない時だったんだけど、様子を見に来て、で全然 誰もいなくなったって話は聞いていて、ですごいメディアとかもみんな全然報道しなくて、メディアも立ち入らないような感じだったの。それでも同じ人間なのに原発の作業員も働いてるでしょ、一番危険なところで。だからそれ何なんだろうっていうすごいやっぱ好奇心があって、でそれで入ってみたんだけどすっごい怖かったですね。で初めてなんかその誰もいないような街が日本にできてしまった感じで、時間が止まってる感じ。
全然人がこう入らないからとはいえ、汚染された土が黒い袋に入ってるんだけど、それが積み上がってたりとか、もう自然と破壊がそのまんま残っているって感じですね。
This exhibition isn't just an exhibition that you can't go see because the curators are trying to be tricky and the artists are trying to be tricky and create this thing. You can't go see it because it's dangerous and it's poisonous to go see it.
基本的には誰も行けない。なぜならそこは封鎖されているから。でだからこの展覧会は誰も行けない展覧会になっているし、ということは誰も見れない展覧会になっている。だから作品たちはその住民たちがいなくなってしまった代わりにそこに帰ってくるまで居続けることになる。でその時はいつになるかはまだはっきりとわからないけれども、そういう未来の人たちが見た時に何を思うかっていうためのに今アーティストは作品を作っているし。
跟我过去作品的联系，体现在很多方面。一个是，这个作品它所涉及的这个题材和它所涉及的我们生活中的一些问题。一个部分呢是，我们都知道，在这个核泄漏以后，大量的人就已经搬离了这个岛，所以呢，我觉得它实际上是一个死岛。那么，我们的一个方案是利用太阳能的这个能源来给这个其中的一间房子提供这个光源，然后通过一个自动装置，使这个屋子每天无人居住的屋子，但是到每天的某一个钟点的时候，它灯会亮起来，就是让人们感觉这些房子里面仍然有人在居住。这个当然是一个假象了，因为这个是不可能的。
住民がいなくなって、ペットがいなくなって、で持ち物をどんどんこう出していって。っていうとその作品って何の代わりにやっぱりあそこにあるのかって言ったら住民の代わり。
看到这个屋子里面，它的大量的使用的物品呢，人们是因为匆匆的离去的，甚至这些物品因为有这个核放射性的这种污染，所以人们也不能碰。所以我希望呢是把我个人的一些照片，这些照片呢是普通的家庭照片，我的或者我的孩子的，我们把它做了镜框，挂在或者放在这个屋子的一些位置上，这看上去就很像是他原来的一些照片，但实际上是我的照片。
アイ・ウェイウェイも帰還困難区域みたいなシチュエーションの人で、全然なんか出れないはずの人と、昔からなんかいた感じが馴染んでる感じがなんかすごいいいですね。
Eva and I, we work a lot with the internet in general, and with computers, and with communication.
But we have a sort of love-hate relationship with technology. We're interested in the dark side of it and the dark side of people using it.
What happens when it doesn't work, when it goes wrong, when it goes in unpredictable ways? When you think of images of Fukushima, you think of cars turned upside down, houses falling, tsunami hitting boats, and so on, while our images will have nothing of that. They are really literally just photos of surfaces, a wall, a floor, a ceiling, an outdoor wall, the grass, dirt, all kinds of very simple surfaces. We're gonna take photographs of them and we're gonna turn them into textures. And we're gonna release these texture collections on the internet for free, for people to use.
One of the minerals that I'm using is trinitite, this glass that was formed from the explosion of the first atomic bomb in New Mexico. And the other material that we're using is glass from inside the zone around Fukushima. And what we've done is collect glass from windows from different buildings that have been irradiated. And we are building a sculpture that is a cube, and in the core of the cube is this trinitite. For me, it is a gesture that's thinking about geology, thinking about man-made minerals, and thinking about that history of nuclear power / nuclear weapons that begun perhaps in New Mexico and continues to this day through places like Fukushima. Once the sculpture that I'm working on is installed, it will itself continue to be irradiated for as long as there's radiation in the area. And so over time, it will change in that way, and it will become more and more poisonous, as it were.
It was a problem for some of the artists involved, you're going to a dangerous place, you're doing it for an art project or for some issues you really believe in, but still you're putting yourself into danger and risk. For sure, yes, I thought about my health, but whenever we had the possibility to travel to Fukushima, we said yes right away. It's getting higher and higher.
Oh, 580.
540. Yeah, you don't want to know how much. It's going up. Okay, it's enough.
なんかちょっと気になりますのがあんまり入るの長くいるほどやっぱり何か健康に危ないっていう気持ちはありますね。
それは気持ちはあるけど、まああんまりそれを気にしていたらプロジェクト自体できないから、なんかまあこれぐらいなら自分でもいけるから大丈夫かなっていうところらへんでやってるけど。
The paradoxical thing is that while, for example, the media footage focus on the more visible signs of the disaster, so the earthquake and the tsunami, you have very little images about the power plant and the radiation. Because of course radiations are invisible. They're not only invisible to the eye, but they're also very difficult to explain to non-scientists. I myself have a very hard time understanding, how much something is radioactive, for how long is it going to be radioactive. What is the level of radiation that's going to be dangerous for me? 30 years for us humans is a long period of time, but for radiations and nature, it's nothing. Nature is thinking in a different scale.
Us as curators and artists, our own time gets called into question. So we don't know whether we'll even live to see the end of this project.
It's very hard to imagine how this exhibition will be in 10 years or more. I imagine them taken over by nature, which will be good in a way if you think that nature can thrive in a place where human beings can go back.
さっき言ったみたいにそこで作品がもう朽ちてなくなっていたとしても、作品っていうのはやっぱりもっと見る以上にそこにある以上にやっぱり何か強い力を持ち続ける可能性があるよね。
We were visiting a site for displaced residents. There was one woman who spoke up and said that the greatest concern for her about the disaster was the fact that radiation had no color. And she said if only everything that was radioactive was red, and if only everything that was safe was green, I would have tools to figure out my daily life. In a way, Don't Follow the Wind is precisely trying to find new tools for something that we really don't have the faculty to understand and comprehend.
作品本身在任何一个作品都是一种侵入，它的关系是对现实的一种打扰和侵入，它可能对现实做出质疑或者提问，或者是说，或者是一种评价。
Us, as Westerners, consider Fukushima a Japanese problem, while it's not. Radiations are spreading in the ocean, in the air, and they're reaching all other countries. Radiations have no border.
It's almost as if Fukushima has become a petri dish for certain struggles that we have to all potentially face in the future.
もっと歴史的にグローバルに考えていかないと放射能というのは表現できない。でその長い時間をその福島とか被災者とかいろんな人いろんなこととアートがどういうふうに共有できていけるか。